Here we go again. More action and equal and opposite reactions. Man, it's a little foggy this morning. Actually, it's a lot foggy. It's supposed to clear up though. It's not supposed to rain. Hopefully we're gonna get the sun coming out here and also have some people with games coming out too. So it's super foggy this morning. Hopefully not so bad that it's gonna, keep people with games from coming out. And I tell you, there are a few things that we're looking for today. If you've been watching the last few episodes, you know I got a couple of system bundles we're working on. I would like to find some Wii parts for cheap if I could. We need a couple of nunchucks if we can get them. And I'm definitely looking for Xbox 360 parts if I can find them on the cheap so we can finish out the systems that we got a couple episodes ago. Be nice to find that. And as always, we're looking for games, right? And consoles. But walking around, I can already tell this morning that it is probably going to be slim pickings. I mean, there's just nothing going on here. Now, if you're into DVDs and Blu-rays, you would have had a great morning here. That stuff's everywhere. And I'm digging through some of the boxes of those things that I'm seeing, hoping that a game is just going to jump out. Because, that happens a lot. But so far, no, it's just movies and nothing that I'm interested in. Nothing I want to sit there and take time to value out. We got to find some games. I even see a reseller walking around with a white Xbox 360 in a box, and I don't know where he found that. He may have gotten his hands on it before I arrived. I certainly didn't see it anywhere. And he's going back to his table, right? He's going to put it on his table and sell it, not cleaned or tested to somebody for $100. It's probably red ringed, and it's just one of those things. I'm not going to cry about it, but oh man, when you already see that those guys have made the rounds, the resellers, and then they've cleaned off games off other tables and taken them to their own, you got to be afraid that you're only going to get the scraps if you even get anything. I've walked the entire place, right? And not a single game. There's just nothing. I've never seen this before. And I'm not about to get blanked. So, I'm at this point, I got to walk back through this entire place again and hope that somebody has set some stuff out that they didn't already have out. There has got to be games here because we never come away empty-handed. I actually stop at a reseller's table because I see some Wii nunchucks sitting there, which is on my shopping list, right? But I have no idea what he wants for these. How much you doing on your nunchucks here, my man?
$5 each.
Yeah. $5 is too much. Because there's no way to guarantee these work. And I buy these for $1 all the time. And when you're talking about trying to put these in on a bundle to sell, you got to make sure you're going to get that money back out when you put it in. And $5, having a nunchuck is not going to change the value of the bundle that much. It may sell it a little faster, but no, that's just too much for a nunchuck. So I'm backtracking through and, I'll come up to a table and this lady is putting out a silver PlayStation 2, just putting it out. So thank goodness I walked right up on this thing. It's got lots of parts with it. There's controllers. There's even an Xbox 360 controller here, which, again, something else on my shopping list. How much?
I thought $25.
All right, so $25, that's not awful. $20 is usually top of the mark for me on a PlayStation 2, but this is a silver one. And again, we've got a wired Xbox 360 controller here. That's certainly not worthless, and it's something we need. And there's a lot of parts here. All the cables are here. There's a memory card, 2 controllers, one of which is a blue PS2 controller. Those tend to bring a little bit more than just a plain one, so... but I don't want to do 25. You take 20 for it? I'll give you 20.
No, I got one right here. Thank you, though.
So $20 is a great deal on this pile. I mean, assuming it all works, but it looks like it's in decent shape. And come to find out, the silver consoles, I was not thinking they were worth as much as they actually are, but we have talked about on the show that consoles seem to be spiking due to, lack of availability. So we may have hit a home run swing here. I finished walking around the whole length of the place, and there's just nothing else here. As far as quantity goes, this is probably the lowest amount I've ever seen, the least amount I've ever walked away from here with. So we can't end the day like that. We just can't. So we got a nice PS2, but yeah, that's not enough to call it a day. So we've come to another flea market here, about 30 minutes out, and I hope it was worth the drive. Let's get out here and see what we got. So I'm walking around market number 2, right? And it's not raining, but it's just so wet. It's like I'm trudging through absolute doo-doo. The ground is just, it's so spongy. I sure hope this was gonna be worth the trip. I find a table with games pretty quickly. I mean, from a quick glance, a quick look over, it's nothing amazing, but it's just nice to finally see some games this morning. How much you getting on your games?
Which one? Yes, $5.
These just are not $5 games. They're just not, and I can tell there's not going to be much room to budge here. That's the set price. And it's $5 for the games. They're not $5 games. It's just not worth haggling over. So here's a table with some CDs, and honestly, I was looking for some CDs, cheap ones, I needed to get some cases for all those loose PS1 games that we got in a recent lot that actually had their guts with them, just, no CD cases. I'd like to make those complete, but then I see there's games here too, mixed in with some of the DVD doo-doo. What catches my eye is this D&D Neverwinter collection, and you know my stance on PC games, but the D&D ones always have such cool contents, and they're always worth money, it seems like. It's complete, everything's here. I'm thinking this is probably valuable. Hi. How much you getting on these, man?
Excuse me?
How much are these?
These DVDs,
Yeah.
mostly $1.
Yeah. Some of these sellers, they don't know the difference between the DVDs and the games. So, pro tip, if you didn't already know, pretend like you don't know either. Then we got NCAA Football 11. Yeah, I wish it was 14, but, well, it's 11. I mean, it's still a game that's not worthless, though, even disc only. And while we have seen a very sharp dip in the value on these, because we're talking about getting another college game soon, right? This is still worth picking up, and really any of them are. If you see these college football games, you got to snatch them up. So, talk about infinitely fun to play. Even if this is all you had, you'd have a great time going through a season on any of these. I mean, I'm not going to leave it sitting here knowing it's worth something. Black Ops 3 is so fantastic. There's never not a good time for Black Ops 3. It was a cool installment in the franchise. One of my favorites, actually. I mean, 2 is my favorite, but 3 is probably a close second. I know there were those purists out there that just demanded boots on the ground, and that's all they wanted, and they didn't stop talking about it till they got it, and I get that. But the thing is, you know, with the exoskeletons or the jump boosts or whatever, it didn't matter. People are going to halo jump no matter what you do. So that just wasn't a factor to me. The game really brought in some cool dynamics. It brought in the whole class-based thing. It just did some really neat stuff, and it was infinitely fun to play. But this Neverwinter, though, I mean, forget about my soft spot I already have for Dungeons and Dragons. This is actually valuable. People are hot after this, and it's in really great shape. The discs are spotless. It's got a map in there and a book and stuff. I mean, the slip cover.
Let me give you $3 for these.
Oh, but these are games.
Darn.
Give me 5 for this.
Well, they're not in boxes. How about 4? Meet me in the middle at 4, if you can call that the middle. Let's do 4.
How many you got this one? This one is a game too?
Yeah.
Okay, give me $4.
Let's do it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So $4 for 3 games. You know, I think I'll make money on these. I'm happy with this grab.
There you are, my good sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How much are your music CDs?
$1 too.
Okay.
I would have bought the CDs, but not at $1 a piece, $0.25 a piece maybe. I don't know. I'll hold out for some cheaper ones. We don't want to add that much into what we've got in the PS1 games. I'm sure we'll find some eventually and can finish those out. Well, that's it. We didn't exactly get blanked, but we didn't exactly fill up our bags either. I got a couple more games here. So, all right. I mean, I'm glad that we didn't come out here for absolutely nothing, but it certainly wasn't much. We did get some 360 parts today. I got a controller that I needed, and I really need one of those PS2 controllers if they work well. At least one will have to go with the console, of course. But yeah, let's head on back to the Mer Cave and figure out some numbers. So as far as quantity goes, definitely not the best day ever, but we definitely are going to make some money off of what we got here. No keepers really, and you know, I'm not always disappointed in that. I mean, I got enough stuff to play already. We've got a lot of keepers piled up already, and that's good. We've been really getting some quality work done our last few outings, and I'm happy about that. But, you know, a light week on pickups, that doesn't mean there's not a lot to catch up right here in the Mer Cave. Come on, I'll show you. Now, I got the consoles up here that we've acquired recently, and it is time for the age-old ceremony of checking the disc trays and drives for extra games. I love that part. Let's do it. So we got our Wii's here that we acquired in a recent video, and here we go. We're going to check them out with the power sources they came with and make sure they are working. Hopefully we're going to find games in here, though. All right, we got number 1. Well, that's something. Transformers the game. And it was in upside down? What do people do to these things? It's unbelievable. No one home on number 2, but hey, we're 1 for 2 on bonus games, so rock on. First one seems to be working well. It's reading discs. Yeah, it looks like we're off to the races here. This one's working, sensor bar. We had 1 AV cable in the lot, so I still need to acquire one if the other Wii is working fine to make it a bundle, but yeah, I think we're in business here. We're reading discs. We got a bonus disc. Can't hate that. Here's hoping the other unit works well too. I tell you, you know, we find these things and they're just, they're done for. I mean, a disc shoved in it upside down, left in a storage locker to perish. It's just not. It's not okay. This is why we're here. We've got to rescue these things. We've got to put them in the hands of people that will love them and enjoy them again. As always, we want to format these things back to factory. I mean, if it was rigged out with a bunch of ROMs on it or something wild, I might leave it. But generally, I want people to start from scratch and have it be their own experience. So let's do it. You also want to check for no parental controls, because once those are on there, you got to get online, get a code, maybe make a phone call. You don't want to sell one of these things to someone and then they can't play anything above a T-rated game. Wii number 2 is on. We got the disc in there to test it out and make sure that it's reading, and it is, so good looks there.
It's a stretch calling anything Transformers when it's really the Bayformers. But this game does offer up a split campaign between Autobot and Decepticon options, a format that I definitely enjoyed in the Gen 7 Cybertron series. This might be worth a playthrough despite dated graphics, but we're here to value games in this series, not necessarily review them. So while this is a freebie, and they're always fun to get, a disc-only copy of this game only brings around $6. Nothing to write home about.
Man, we have way too much fun here. I gotta tell you, that's gonna do it for this week though. And all in all, not a bad week. There's more adventures. There's more stuff coming your way right now as we speak. More episodes coming soon. So I need a few things from you. First of all, I need you to drop me a comment in the comment section of this video, letting me know what you think about the things that you saw here today. Let me know. You know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the MC Mur Show, and I hope that you like this video. So I'm going to need you to drop a like on this video. Go ahead, drop a like. And most importantly, if you have not already done so, I need you to subscribe to the MC Mur Show and be a part of Mur Nation, because we're rising up all the fantastic things we do right here on the show. You need to be a part of it. Make sure that you smack that notification bell so that you're always first to know when new content like this goes live, because again, there's more coming your way. So many more adventures. I'm loving going on these adventures, being back out in the field, and I love taking you along with me. Hey, MC Mur signing off for this fantabulous episode, and I'll see each and every one of you again next time.